Hello everyone, this is Commander Trium and we're back once again with another episode from the Elite Dangerous Universe with Commander Trium, yours truly, your host, for tonight's episode. And tonight on Elite Dangerous, we have here a cargo ship, a freighter, which we own in our fleet, and we're going to use it to collect one more run of Federation crap. We are at Shenrar Jameson Memorial Station. Stand by. We're just going to double check with our resources online to re-verify our current mission assignments for our faction. And according to this, it says here that is not going to help us at all. Let's see, over here. Here we are. Reloading data. And we're just going to converse on Discord briefly and see if there's anyone anywhere that can talk to us about objectives. This is the final And we have got some information, not all. Sokujiu is our target at the moment. So we will set that up right now while we await further responses. The galaxy. Okay, that's enough of that. Come on. So, Ku-Ji-U. S-O-K-O-J-I-U. S-O-K-O. Target set. We've never been to this system before. There's a number of jumps away. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. Take that, and we will also have a look online here. Brantford is online, 117. %. Okay, so galactic powers, please. Let's have a look at Alicia Winters, climbing and standing. Not really helping me. Stand by. Consolidation bar. Where the hell is that? It's under preparation though. Yeah. So 66% consolidation. Okay, so after some discourse with my sponsor, Commander Bradford, we will, I suppose, be doing a federal aid mission this time around. There we go. All right. So we have to realign our priorities. We'll do the old liberal aid mission to increase our merit counts, as we are not prepared right now to do combat to aid the undermining effort against Rissa Lavigny Duval. Suppose I could take on some of her ships, but I can't remember. Unfortunately, the last time I did the undermining work, I have to refresh my memory, and that would require reading that will take time that I don't have right now. So, we will go back to BD 011707 in our freighter, and oh, we get a bonus boost from a nearby neutron star. Let's have a look, shall we, at our equipment in this freighter and make sure we've got a fuel scoop. Starport services, please. Ensure fuel scoop inclusion as part of the outfitting for the craft. Optional internal. We've got the Fighter Bay Taipan class. And actually we're going to replace that one with the Lance. We've got a fuel scoop 3A compartment. Okay, we're ready. Good. And we're ready. Prepare for departure. Auto launch engaged. We are on mission. Leaving Jameson Memorial. I gotta say, to those of you who watch, very excited about some of the leaked material that we've seen from Obsidian Ants Group, or Obsidian Ants Videos, I beg your pardon, concerning the 2020 release. We're looking at having space legs as well as atmospheric planets in the forthcoming release, if all is as it appears. So, very good news for those of us who wanted to see those features included in the forthcoming release. I also would like to buy a house on this planet, Founders World. Of course, hopefully by 2020 I've actually earned a place among Founders ranked players. Prepare for departure. I'm not anticipating combat at this point. We should be coming up on, yes, our neutron star. And this is a Class A pulsar. Okay, moving into the cone of death. A cone of death is where you get your fuel boost from. And we are in a system. Hello, how you doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm in a neutron star system that has not previously been explored, so I'm exploring it with my scanner.
Nice.
I'm on my en route to BD, whatever that BD system is close to.
Hey, I don't know if you were in. You're on Expeditionary Channel, right? I invited you there.
I think so. Why?
Alright, I don't know if you saw it, but Cosmic Wellstar just pinned a new chart with updated scan values for stars and planets and all that. It has all the updated values that the guy used to make this a couple years ago, and then he's added in the new values for each one if you use the FS, the FSS, whatever. If you go up to the screen, or if you go up to that channel,
yeah,
when you have some time,
yeah,
it's pretty cool. I pinned it, so.
Okay, so it's in the pin for this channel or for the other?
Explorers, no. It's in the FUC Expeditionary Force Discord. It's in the Explorers Lounge, and it'll be pinned. If you don't happen to see it, it's the last message in the chat. Right?
Okay, can you do me a favor and make sure that I have an invite to that channel?
And actually, I can do better than that. I can ping you.
Because
you are here.
Yeah, but I have I'm in VR right now. I can't see anything except what I'm working on.
All right, well, you're there. I just, your name's there, or else I would be able to. Anyway.
I'm writing that piece of software, don't forget, that does data analysis for different parts of the galaxy. And that information, that data could prove to be valuable for that purpose as well. So it's important that I have that. So that's good news, though. And now...
Yeah, it's a neat little chart. Someone put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, well, I'm putting a lot of work into this little software package as well. I hope that I can elicit the attention of Drew Wagar and a couple of these other quasi-celebrity personalities.
Yeah.
Drew was asking for this piece of software that I'm writing to be built, so hopefully he appreciates the amount of effort I've gone to. Time will tell. But mostly it's being done for the benefit of everyone, so we can actually look at data, detailed data on the galaxy from far away. So you don't have to be, don't have to have a star in your galactic chart or anything in order to know what's already there. You'll be able just to look at this software and do a scan and collect the data that commanders have already reported through exploration of the star system. And the reason Drew wanted this was to help his mission to find Raxla.
Oh, yeah.
And he has some clues from his work with Frontier about where it might be, and this piece of software will help that effort. But there's also Turgeon Starstone, who develops content on YouTube, a drama, or an animated drama, that takes place in the Elite Dangerous universe. It's quite amusing at times, and it's got cliffhangers and everything in it. It's kind of entertaining. Anyway, he needs it to provide backdrops for his shoots, where he goes in the galaxy to get scenery.
Oh, okay.
So he wants to know what's in a star system long before, he necessarily has seen it himself. So people like that, find this kind of thing useful, and hopefully it... and then there's, of course, all the other commanders who just want to know, what's over here. What's in this star system? I mean, it's been explored by some commander at some point, and they will have reported that information, but you might want to get a collection of planets, say, within a 100 light-year sphere, or maybe a 500 light-year sphere of a location, and this piece of software will give you that ability. In fact, you can build your own lists. You can add it already to your own list of stars that you'd like to canvas for data into the system, and if the star is found in the database, in the Frontier Galactic database, then it will appear, and so will all the star's data. Speaking of data,
so just so you know, that picture,
yeah,
you'll have to click on it, and then it'll say open original, because otherwise the writing's a little too small. But if you open the original, you can zoom in on stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll look at the original. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly new to computers,
okay,
so.
No, just making sure.
Yeah.
I never assume people know.
No, the only reason I was saying tonight about the preparation is I thought I had seen you type out mouse over on that bar, and so I didn't click it, and as soon as I clicked it, yes, all the information did appear.
No, I went back and looked, and I said either or, and I should have said and. That's what I had. That's my fault.
Well, I wasn't, anyway, either way, I wasn't clear on what I was supposed to do, so I didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's fine. It worked out.
In the absence of, but what the hell is this? Oh, this is the neutron star. I don't want this. I don't want to fly anywhere near that damn thing. Where am I going here? The next star system is... Let's have a look. As we fly by the neutron pulsar in the background.
Excuse me.
Oh! Archon Delaney wants my head for 11,000 credits. I don't know why. I haven't been anywhere near his territory in pretty much forever. But, anyway, he seems to want me dead, so we will not oblige him. And now, we have our Energizer boost. We've explored the system. We are headed for Tepnocha. 48 light years. That's going to be a nice jump. A nice little free boost for a freighter. Oh my god, I'm using no fuel to get there.
Excuse me.
How'd your spreadsheeting go?
I got it updated. A couple of the other directors aren't on right now, so I'm kind of putting in stuff for the undermining guys as I get stuff. So
Right.
we all take turns. We all have our different departments, but we all are capable of. I mean, actually, any member is capable of sheeting stuff, but whatever. The directors kind of fiddle with the more crucial stuff on the sheet, as you know.
Yeah.
So that things don't get broken. So yeah. I think we're all done for now.
Did you see that thing from Obsidian Ant about the new developments coming in 2020?
I have not seen that yet, no.
So it looks like space legs and atmospheric planets with cities on them will be included in the forthcoming release. If all is as it appears. There was a leak from Frontier. They're having trouble plugging all the leaks now, I guess. But there's a demonstration of a Sidewinder sitting on a planet surface with grass on, near a grassy knoll, for God's sake. Clearly the planet has an atmosphere. There's a blue sky and a star above it. And then in another image, you see the interior of the Sidewinder, where the pilot sleeps. It sort of looks a bit like Star Citizen, actually. And then there's another shot of, so there's space legs, and of course you get your ship, which has this ability to land on planets. And my big hope now, if those things are in, I hope they find time to squeeze out the Maury starboat so that you can go subsurface into planetary oceans. Turn your spaceship into a submarine, which is the whole point of the Maury starboat originally. But I never used it for that when I was playing Elite 2 back in the day. I never tried landing on a water world and then tried to submerge the starboat into an ocean. But they claim that's what it's for. And that's why it's not included in the game right now, is because you can't actually land on any planets with an atmosphere at the moment. Of course, all of this is going to change, hopefully. Of course, there should be a list of new bugs that will be released with the forthcoming.
Oh, of course. I wish they fixed the old bugs that have been around for a while.
Oh, you know what? They'll probably just go away. I'm guessing that the new architecture will be so vastly different if the images are as they appear. If the development is taking that route, and the software architecture will change so significantly that all the bugs that we experience now will be retired along with this version of the game. So I don't think you have to worry too much about that. So effectively your bugs will be fixed, but it won't matter because you won't be playing the same game anymore, really. It'll be an even better one with more features.
We can only hope.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good all things considered now. I mean, compared to Star Citizen's 20 some odd planets, I still prefer playing in a galaxy with a lot more detail. After all, a galaxy that has 20 star systems in it isn't all that interesting. It's not much of a galaxy either. In fact, it wouldn't be able to stay together for very long. There's not enough gravity between 20 stars to hold them together. Not without a black hole, anyway. Okay, arriving at Con Port. We may fall under attack. There are 3 ships coming out to meet me. They are all NPCs, of course. So ALD seems to be, I don't know, they're not as well organized as they were once upon a time, obviously.
No, they've lost a lot of their player base.
Wonder why.
A lot of them are disenchanted with power play, quite frankly. A lot of the power play community is disenchanted with power play, but
yeah, but our numbers have grown, have they not?
I mean, we have grown bigger since when I joined, and then we lost a lot of people after people got disenchanted over, Sandro posting his letter last year about possible power play changes and then nothing going through. We lost a few there, but and then with other stuff going on in the game. But I think we've recovered a few people back, and we've gotten new people. So yeah, I mean, we're a smaller power than we once were, but we still have almost as many. I mean, for Pete's, we've out-hauled Aisling between our prep and expansion, for Pete's sake. So I mean, we do have a lot of people still hauling or still doing merits for us. So.
Well, this is the thing about when the game. When the announcement about the 2020 revisions came out, everyone initially was like, "Oh my God, it's gonna." Hang on a second.
Yep.
Everyone was all like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have to wait like a full year before we see any new features." But what they're forgetting is that this game has reached the end of its life cycle. Like it can't grow to the extent that they would like to grow it, not without a great deal of difficulty. I mean, yes, they could add more features, but the amount of work involved would be so intense that occasionally in software development, you just have to start over. Like your code base is now matured to the point where for the features that your customers are asking for is going to it's going to be.
I'm sure there's a lot of spaghetti code in this version of it.
Well, I don't know about spaghetti code. It's quite possible, but I would expect just to find that the architecture is just reached the end of its tether for what can be provided for this architecture. And if you want space legs, if you want features like atmospheric planets, I mean, it might be easier just to redo the architecture and don't forget, there's additional modules that they have envisaged for the future, and they want to put all that stuff in. Well, this might not be the right answer to address those questions. So either you stop now and redo the code now, or you do it later. And right now, the reality is they have an opportunity because they see Star Citizen, rightly or wrongly, as a competitor. And the reality is that not just Star Citizen, but a number of other games are not expected to launch before this one does in mid 2020. So, with that realization, there is an opportunity here, a window. 1 second.
We have an enemy, by the way, in our.
1 second.
Sorry.
There's an opportunity here to redo the architecture in the time that's available, and then be ready to take on whatever the competition throws at them, and still have a better game than the other guy. And that's going to be an important consideration. And gaming, your player base and your ability to make money is gamers are very fickle creatures, and they'll switch gaming platforms the second someone comes out with a better widget. So this move on their part, from a business standpoint as well as a game playability standpoint, only makes sense, and really was their only choice. If they do it later, they risk actually having to take the game off, do this kind of suspension in the middle of a time when things are a lot more competitive, and that would be the wrong time to do it. Anyway, you were going to say something before I...
We have enemy contact in our expansion. I just told our squadron that.
Oh, okay.
He's in a Corvette.
Okay.
He's currently trying to shoot me, basically.
Gang up on him. If I was close to you, I'd even risk the freighter, but the freighter's not a very good combat craft.
I'll do the Fire Slayer thingy and.
Yeah. Where are you right now, by the way? Hang on, let me just find you.
I'm down in regular space.
Well, you're close by. What I'll do is I'll bring my battleship up here. So if you need help, I'll be available.
Okay.
Once it arrives. We'll go to the shipyard and bring up the Corvette. Ship transfer Corvette from Shinrar to transfer here. Cost 4 million. Yep, transfer the ship to the current station. Confirm transfer. Transfer confirmed.
Well, I just boosted away from him. A vet will not keep up with a cutter, so that's all I did. It was just.
Oh yeah.
Where did he go? Did he leave? He might have left. He might have gotten bored.
Although your cutter could take a Corvette if it were outfitted for PvP battle.
I'm a hauling cutter, though. I have no intention of engaging with him.
Yeah.
I have no intention. So I just kept boosting till he was out of range. And then he just said 07 to me and left.
Well, what else could he do? Not much.
No, not much. No, Dread X has been around. He's been a long-time enemy of the Federation. He at least is polite about it.
Well, that's nice of him. Of course, were I in the area, I'd still have to help you kill him, but...
Okay.
Let's see here. Starport services, we need the power person thing. Power contact. We will take... Ooh, liberal propaganda or liberal aid. Let's take the aid.
Yep.
Cargo space. What do we got here? Oh shit, we have 29 scrap. I need that scrap for something. Or do I? What the hell do I need scrap for? I guess I can buy it back if I ever need it for anything. Here, let's do this. We'll get rid of the scrap. I thought it was a material, not a commodity. But yeah, we'll just they want me to pay them to take it off my hands. No, there are people who will pay for scrap metal, so that or I'll just jettison it in deep space. Pollute the environment. It's space. You'll never fill it with garbage. Unless it's near a planet. I think it's hilarious that NASA's actually researching setting up automated probes to run around Earth's orbit and clean up all the garbage that's been launched over the last several decades. So we're going to have robots running around on ion drives that will their sole function will be to collect the garbage and, deorbit it so that it burns up in the Earth's atmosphere. Contacts. That's okay, we got lots of space in this this jalopy I'm flying. It's going to take a while to fill it. It's the only bad news about this these large cargo ships. They take forever to get all the liberal aid you want into the hold. Cargo carrying capacity of my freighter is over twice what it is on my battleship, and my battleship has a pretty generous amount of cargo space, so over 200 tons is available there. This one is pretty close to 600 tons, so dum-de-dum-de-dum. At least it'll add rather nicely to my merit count, or my, yeah, my merit count. So I'll be contributing a pretty significant amount this turn to the acquisition of this system. When do I get to be declared a member?
Well, just keep doing what you're doing. I think they usually give a minimum 2-week wait time, and then they members or directors or whoever nominate people for votes, and then they get voted on.
Okay.
And usually there's a wait time, and then usually people then will decide on who they want to nominate, and that person gets a yes or a no vote, or a hold. Yes, too, I guess is the other way.
How many people can you nominate?
Now people just go. We have a special. Now, there will not be any nominations for 2 weeks because we are in the middle of elections.
Oh,
for
okay.
next 2 weeks for the positions. So.
Gotcha.
So it was decreed today before tick time that all votes for, or all nominations for new members or whatever are on hold for the next 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, unfortunately this move took me longer to complete than I had hoped it was going to. And it pulled me out of the game for a week, so my big worry was, well, that just, you know, strung out my my recruitment process.
No.
Now that I'm back, I mean, my stats will reflect contributions, but I understand there's a campaign to be nominated. I don't know how I exactly go about doing that.
There's no real campaign, to be honest with you. You just keep reporting stuff, and
you eventually are selected.
You'll get noticed, and then you know, for your contributions, if you're active, you know, people do keep track of that. And
Okay.
I mean, no recruit ever really goes on a campaign to please vote me as a member. In fact, that probably does the exact opposite effect.
Well, that was the term in the guidebook, was that there's a campaign, but I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a vague term. It doesn't mean that you like actively go and shake hands and schmooze people. I mean, it could be just, as you say, it could just involve the campaign, quote unquote, could just involve contributing. But that's where I got the term campaign from, was the guidebook. But if I was going to schmooze, why not do it with a fellow Canadian?
Yep.
Okay, we're ready for our mission to
You want me to wing up with you in case there's still trouble over there?
Well, if you
'Cause
want,
normally
are you
I'm
heading
the
over?
magnet.
Are you?
I'm the magnet for Imperial people usually.
Yeah. Are you hanging? Well, I mean, I'm going in a freighter, so I'd
Yeah.
like to attract as little attention as possible. But they are they present there right now, or what's going
Well,
on?
just the one guy. Just he let me go, and then I flew on to the station, and there was
Oh, okay.
no further problems. So.
Well, I would say probably let's see. Yeah, I guess a wing might make sense. He can't really do much about detecting you until you're in play, as far as I remember. So,
I'm just coming into Conport now.
hang on a second. I have to pick. Where the hell is this damn system? I always have the worst time trying to find this stupid thing. Okay, what is it again? 3.8 HIP 3.8 3.7. What the hell?
Hit 38747.
3.87. Where's that? That's it. HIP. Ah! Fuck off, you goddamn cunt. 3.8. Jesus Murphy. 3.8. Got two keyboards here and like. Got it. We are locked on target and selecting starport. We're locked on target. Okay. Let's go to our wing invites. You are invited. Join at your leisure. And now,
Enable wing beacon.
yes, that's what I was going to do next. Enable the wing beacon, and it's on. And what else do I have to do? I guess it's everything for now. Auto launch. And we're en route to our favored port. Now, if it looks like he's going to overtake me, I'll turn to you for instructions. If you can't make it in time to save my worthless butt, then I will go. I may decide to go solo if he looks like he's going to close with me. Not in combat, but out of combat still. Once he's in combat, I'll stay in.
Yeah. Actually, give me 1 second here.
What the hell is this auto dock doing? It's like flying the ship around inside the starport, but it's not really leaving. Okay, now it is. Like the freighter's like just sort of, you know, moving around, trying to avoid other ships.
Yep.
Oh. Alright. Engines engaged. Here we go. Jumping. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. We're in the Tsunapi system. Rounding by the star. Locking on to HIP 38747, 18.4 light years. Dissipating engine heat, 55%. Gauging FSD. FSD charging. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. System arrival in 5 seconds. Arriving in the system, no contacts. No one contact, 2 contacts. Both are NPCs. Heading for Smith Landing. Maximum speed. 2 contacts closing on aft. These are NPC only. .250 light seconds in closing from target. Less than 30 light seconds from target. No contacts. Detected your arrival at the center star. You have 2 NPCs in close proximity to you. One of them is trying to lock onto you. A 3rd contact has now appeared. It is NPC. A 4th contact, NPC. Three are in close range. 1 appears to be trying to get position on you for an interdiction. I am 18,000 kilometers and closing on Smith Landing. I'm under attack. It is an EGP operative NPC. Stand by. Attempting to escape interdiction. Approaching Planet 3. I'm on a collision course with Planet 3. Escape vector met. Allied ships have entered combat range. Sorry, Planet 2, not 3. Now 20,000 from Smith Landing and closing again. 18,000. Engines to full. 15,000 and closing. 10,000 kilometers. I have overshot. I'm going to do the loop of shame. Stand by. I have an interdictor attempting to lock on. I'm 1,500 kilometers from Smith Landing and closing. Now within range, 1,000 kilometers. Closing on docking port. No fire zone entered. And there you are. Thank you for your escort.
No problem.
Arriving safely at Smith Landing. 5 kilometers. Now, why did my throttle migrate all the way across the table? So it's pushing on it too hard. Okay, and setting up docking procedures. Docking request sent. Docking clearance has been approved. Shit, I can only go 119 meters per second with this much cargo. I'm hauling all this liberal aid in. $512 tons of liberal aid. Okay, now setting for auto dock. Auto dock engaged. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to outrun anyone in this ship. I'd have to launch my fighter and do a pitched battle.
Yeah.
I do, however, have those lovely missiles that I can shoot at people. The Packhound missiles. It's about the most severe weapon I have available. On this ship, anyway. But at 119 meters per second, I'm not going anywhere.
Nope.
Going to contacts. Delivering 400. Oh, I've only got 469 metric tons of federal liberal aid. That's okay. Holy shit, this takes forever. Well, I'd say our expansion is probably going to get approved. We're only about 300,000 merits over the limit.
I say it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's a that's a goal that we set. So if we're going over it, it's bonus merits at this point.
Yeah, opposition progress is interesting though. They suddenly jumped up, way up. They're at 102,780.
Yeah, a few of them have dropped their merit. I mean, they were holding merits, and they obviously been cashing them in.
I don't think it's enough, but
They have to, if they have to have a merit bomb of approximately 475,000 in their back pocket.
yeah, I don't think they got it. They're trying, but I don't think it's there. There's only a few hours
They
left.
would have to have been doing this the whole week, quite honestly. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they did. Maybe we'll be surprised. But just going on past experience from what they've dropped previous in the last 6 months,
Yeah.
we suspect they don't. And we kept a few of the Empire people busy this week, so hopefully.
Okay, so I have 1,254 merits. That's almost enough to get to level 4 in the next cycle.
You need
1,500.
less than 300, I believe, right? I think you need 1,500 to get to rating 4, if I'm not mistaken.
I've never been rank 4. What does it give you? Anything?
5 million salary each week.
Yeah.
a little bit of a BGS bonus if you do BGS as well.
I like BGS, I just didn't have time to do it this week.
No, that's fine. But yeah, and obviously, the more merits you have in the bank, the less you have to get the next week, right? For your next.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, is I should save up in case there's an obstruction of any kind. I don't think there will be, but my move is still kind of a question mark. There was a mattress that was supposed to be delivered today that didn't get delivered. Oh yeah, I went to Hudson's Bay Company to buy like an $1,100 mattress. Like a Sealy Posturepedic mattress. This was going to be the most comfortable mattress I'd ever slept on in my life. And then I get the call, like they were supposed to deliver it between 11:30 and 2:30 this afternoon. So at 3:30 when the mattress didn't arrive, I phoned them back. And despite the fact I got a call yesterday confirming the delivery time, they tell me now at 3:30 in the afternoon, an hour after the latest date, the latest time they had slated for delivery. Oh, by the way, we don't stock that product anymore. Can we offer you something else? I'm like, no, I was in the store testing out mattresses, so I just canceled the order completely and went with Wayfair. And saved a bundle on that. They claim they'll get a refund out to me in 10 days, but wasn't very happy about that, because you spend all this time, you go buy a mattress, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we decided not to stock it anymore. So you sold me a mattress you don't stock anymore, even though you confirmed that the order would be delivered yesterday. I don't think I'll be ordering anything from HBC in the future. I also had to call them back 3 times to get someone on the phone who actually could tell me this information. That wasn't pleasant. It took me nearly an hour to talk to someone. Bloody call centers. Okay, so according to this, we have 255, 359 in expansion progress. So I guess I better put that in the channel.
Yep.
So what was
and the new total?
So what was the so I say 459, or what was it here? 469.
Yep.
At HIP 38747. Total was 255359, semicolon, and what was the other numbers I needed?
So you've given me your total, you want and then the new total for
the whole thing?
38747, and if you remember, I asked yesterday, to get the new opposition total, because
right.
Take that.
I have to go to a different page for that information because it's not presented here. So
right, once you exit the first page and then you go back to the previous page, you'll be at the info.
Yeah, so it says 102,780. There we are. What?
Yeah. So it hasn't changed since your drop.
No.
Basically.
There was no one here, so I mean, you escorted me successfully.
I'm not really sure why Dread X was here. I mean, he's with Aisling Wing Command. I think they were paranoid over at Aisling that we were gonna surprise haul to Samir to beat them. So they've been continuing to haul, and I'm guessing Dread X was a scout, quite frankly.
Okay, so we I thought we took Samir.
Nope. AD did, or he's about to. AD jumped us. AD out-prepped us.
Oh no.
Well, that's fine. As I just was explaining to Nid here, we prefer AD to get it over ALD, because AD's expansion triggers for this system is terrible. And the entire purpose of all what we did this week was to prevent ALD from being able to prep.
No, I know ALD is the bigger threat between the two of them. AD is not as anti-Federation as ALD is, so.
No, actually, it's funny you should say that because in Imperial terms, the players on AD hit us worse than ALD does. I can tell you.
Oh, really?
Just from get.
But AD, I mean, Aisling yourself is more friendly to the Federation in the background story.
In that sense, yes, but her players don't follow that script. Because we turmoiled AD big time 2 years ago, and she lost a lot of systems, and then she retaliated last week and was the main contributor of why we lost systems. So there is no love lost between AD and us. But in this particular case, AD is a much preferable person to get it because, quite frankly, she did the same thing we did, which was to stop ALD from grabbing the system this week. That's all we were trying to do. If we had won Samir, that would have been fine. But the fact that AD, we weren't going to get into a prep race with AD, particularly when we had a profitable expansion that we wanted to win.
Yeah, but even though that might be true, their players are still technically in alliance with ALD, so.
Oh yeah, but that doesn't matter because her triggers over here are terrible. She will have, I think it's 25,000 for the trigger for expansion, and the opposition trigger for us would be 5,000. So
oh really? Okay.
She's gonna have to, yeah.
So let me.
She will not get this system.
Let's have a look at the situation now, and just so I can get myself.
You probably put your stuff on the sheets. Oh, yeah. Remember, it's FLC, not FRC, but that's fine. I saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
Don't worry, Stan. Don't worry about it. I got it. Okay.
750 merits. Okay, so we're going to be ranking 3 next week. We have an extra, one consolidation vote. I still won't get the extra votes until I have consistently contributed across more than 4 weeks, as I understand it.
You have to be pledged with winners for, I believe, 15 weeks or 16 weeks.
Oh, okay. So what will that interruption affect? Like, did my move interruption, did that affect?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Actually, we tested that, I think. So somebody who has been pledged with Winters like for 300 weeks or something stupid, who hasn't played in Power Play for a long time, obviously she would start at rating 1 or rating 0, I guess you could call it. So we got her to haul enough merits to get to rating 2, which is the minimum you need.
Yeah.
To be right, and next week or the next cycle, she automatically got her 5 votes back. So the break will not affect you.
Well, yeah, and even on the ratings, I never fell below rating 2. So
yeah, so as long as you don't. Fine.
So I'm good now because I'll have extra merits next time to start, and if I want to go to rating 4, I don't have to do as much work next time as I would have had to have done this time. So, we can go back, hang on here. Preparation, what does that say? So, our prep on Samir is looking like we're prepping it well.
Oh yeah, we prepped it well enough to get ahead of ALD, and then we stopped. Because we had this expansion to win. So, it's just a bit of strategy. And then once AD got asked by ALD to out-prep us because they're basically saving it as a placeholder for ALD to try again.
Yeah.
In a week. So that's fine.
Well, despite in this system, 38747, despite the fact that they are trying to mount an opposition, they have nowhere near enough. They are only.
Oh yeah, no. ALD quit hauling the same almost a day after we did. AD is the only one hauling in this system for preps. Quite frankly, they should stop because there's no way we would catch them even if we wanted to. We can't snipe both of them. We don't have 300 haulers waiting in private group at their station to draw for massive merits. I mean,
no.
That's the only reason I can see them why they're hauling still. I honestly don't know why they are. Because they have the system won. They don't. So, whatever.
Yeah.
If they want to waste their money, they can go right ahead, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but it looks like we're going to take the system. So, unless something freakish happens.
No, we're losing. I mean, the only way we would win this system is if if AD's consolidation went up to 75%.
Which system are you
And
talking about?
cancel out.
HIP 38747 or the other one? Because it looks to me like the expansion is, it says here, succeeding. Trigger reached. Expansion will occur unless overtaken by the opposition. So they would have to mount over.
They'd have to, as I said, with the triggers in place that we have, the advantages over them, they'd have to they'd have to turn in 475,000.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that in the time it's left.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think they've hidden it. I don't think they had enough players in here to do that.
I don't think there's precedent for it. There's only four. There's less than four.
There's precedent for it.
But there's less than 4 hours to go till the update occurs. So.
Right, but remember, they can when you're opposing a player, when you're opposing a power.
Yeah.
They can hold merits, and they can hold a lot of merits.
Yeah, and they could all go simultaneously, and a fleet could
Yeah.
just appear in the system, and then we're fucked. But.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you. I don't think they have the manpower, and I don't think they did have the manpower this week to do that.
No. Especially.
If they do, then I'll be very surprised, and B, I'll tip my hat to them, quite frankly.
Yeah, well, it would be a big surprise, and that means that also our attempts to engage them had no net effect of delaying their ability to do that.
Yeah.
And it should.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
So, we have here 645 command credits committed to consolidation. It looks like we're doing okay there. We have preps going on in a number of other systems. Let's have a look at number 3.
Okay. Oopsie daisy. What happened there?
So your best system looks like 1I Centauri, Prep 424. It's 154 light years.
That's see, our consolidation vote only allows us to have one system, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because the rest of those systems are randos or 5C of us, and those are all money-losing systems, which we do not want.
Well, yeah, I was just looking at the potential value and the lowest potential, but you could convert them to potentially positive. Like this one here, it looks like it could go positive if you held on to it long enough or whatever. Preparation by complete. Unless is that number static? Like when you have potential value in command credits expressed, I always thought that fluctuated.
No, you can if you gain a system, it has a base value, and if you fortify a system and it doesn't get canceled out,
Then
you can add some CC to it, but anything in that prep list below Samir, and below the consolidation bar.
Yeah.
Those are all negative systems. They would take away from our economy, and there's no way we'd get them to positive.
So there's
values.
really no point in actually doing
No.
anything with these systems. They're just random people doing stuff.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So that's it then, and we're
That's basically it. Yep.
and we're fortifying. Let's see, is anyone undermining us? Nobody's undermining us by the looks of it. Oh, we do have one. Roe Cankry is under threat.
Yep, that's fine.
Looks like they've not come close to the trigger though. Their triggers are set too high. They're not going to be able to do that this time either. And Roe Cankry is, to us, it's worth 23 command credits, which isn't bad.
Which ain't much.
What's that?
Which isn't much. It's a money-losing system, quite frankly. I would be happy to get rid of it, but I mean, they'd have to hit about 8 or 9 systems to put us into turmoil. And we've been doing some scouting, and we have not seen undermining merits being held. So we're pretty confident that will be
Yeah, it's not worth much. I think the net income might be 1 or 2 command credits, but
yeah, it's
anyway,
not a big deal.
it's
If
not
they
a-
want to go, if they want to go undermine it, they can go ahead.
it's really not worth. It's really not. I mean, it's okay for us to hold it, but it's not really worth their time to go and undermine it either. So I don't know why this is. Someone likely has spent some time trying to undermine the system. Looks like they donated a total of 840 merits to undermining it, but they're way short of the threshold. So other than that one system, no one's undermining us at the moment. We're clear
Not
all
that we
across.
can see. I mean, there has been some undermining turned in a couple of the completed systems, but that's fine. The worst they would be able to do there is cancel out our extra profit, and that's whatever. They'd have to cancel a lot.
Yeah.
Again, we have not seen it.
Yeah, I'm going through it now. One of the higher ones is Sageko O. Trigger value is again way too high, but they have tried. Someone has made an effort to the tune of 5,900 merits to undermine it, which is the largest number I've seen so far. Taik Salk has got. Oh, we're taking that one too. Oh no, we're fortifying it. I beg your pardon. Our fortification will reach. Yeah, we hit 100% in that system. So this is unusual. We actually hit the trigger exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's no. So I don't know who did that, who's responsible for that, but we hit it exactly what we need to do. And the threat is not substantial. It's only 1,080, which is so far the second highest number, but their threshold is over 13,000. They have nowhere near enough. Let's see here. Oh, here's the new number 2 is Mbembiva. And again, nowhere near the trigger. We are succeeding on our fortification attempt and have exceeded it by 1%. Wow, some of these triggers are insanely high for other people to actually take the system away. Is RIA in this list, by the way?
No, doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Okay.
Doesn't get fortified or expanded. The only thing it counts for is CC, and it loses CC, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, well, it's got weaponized expansions against it from the Empire, so that it's robbed it of CC value. So it really doesn't get counted in the equation other than the CC total, quite frankly. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about it.
Can we do that to other powers? Can we nail their homeworlds and
We could try. I mean, there is some talk of doing that. It just would take a lot of effort, and also we don't want to be throwing ourselves into negative CC territory by doing that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
There's two sides to the coin. If we do that, it's likely going to be a negative CC economic thing for us. And we've already been into turmoil once, and I don't really know that we want to do it again anytime soon, unless we, are able to manage it and get a self-turmoil and try to drop some unprofitable systems. But that is a very risky venture. So.
It says here that LP 906-9 which is a money-making system. Base income is 82 command credits. Its upkeep cost, however, is only 31.2, and I guess its default upkeep is 22, but it was 0 last cycle, so it's probably 31.2 this cycle as well.
It wasn't ported, it wasn't undermined, so it did its default income.
Okay, so anyway, it's a money-making system. It didn't make fortification. It's a minor point, but it's probably worth fortifying. That's the only concern I think that we have in our performance this time around.
We don't, we have not done a lot of fortifying in FLC for the last month or 2 or 3. since our turmoil, because we're so small, or we're so smaller than we once were, that our random players who are not in FLC finish the fording for us, and we can
Yeah.
free up our people to go prep a site or expand a site or whatever. So honestly, if we don't have a threat to us on the undermining side,
Yeah.
we're not going to make people spend money, if they don't have it,
Fortifying, yeah.
right? So.
Well, no, I'm just mentioning in a case like this week, we do have the we are going to succeed almost certainly in 38747. So it wouldn't have hurt to like have a few hundred extra to throw at this thing, at this LP system. But then again, you may be right. 9069.
Well, we're sitting at 690 cc right now.
You'd have to get it to 100%. You'd have to allocate another 1,000 and
130. I think.
actually it's 2,300 more merits would have to be allocated. We're only at 19% fortified, so for this cycle. But anyway, it's the only reason I mention it is because it's 82 command credits and on the table, so it's not inconsequential. But as you say, priorities are priorities. But other than that, there's no critique. It's a perfect. Otherwise,
there's not a lot of pressing issues this week, quite honestly.
No. No, I mean if that's the most pressing issue, then we're doing pretty well, I think. So.
Yeah, I mean we were concerned with getting our prep hauling up to get ahead of ALD, and we did.
Yeah.
And then we switched over to our expansion, and I think we will win that. I mean, obviously we won't know until tick, but we did. I mean, so we've done pretty good for hauling this week.
Yeah. Yeah, we did really well.
And our merit and our randos have more or less done the work for us on the fortification from now.
So any heads up for next week? What are we looking at?
Well, we won't have anything to expand to, obviously. The prep we will have to take a look at. A lot of the times we don't pick a prep site until the day before tick or the day of tick sometimes, just because we want to see what other powers are doing, right? And we don't want to tip our hand too early. In this particular instance this week, we knew Samir was going to be a target all week, and so we had to jump on it early.
Yeah.
They would have gotten far too ahead. I mean, they threw 100,000 merits at it, ALD.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did pretty well considering that they're smaller than us. So.
ALD is smaller than us now? I thought they were bigger still.
ALD is definitely smaller than us. They only have a core group of players that play a lot anymore. So, yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, still, this is a nice gain. It adds to our territory noticeably in the game map. So
Absolutely, it's a 36, I think, 33 cc gain, I believe it is. If I read Forsyth's notes right, it's a nice one.
Sounds right. It's so I mean, we're bigger in terms of geographic size. We're now larger than Hudson, noticeably. Hudson is another one that's got, he's powerful, but he's
expanding this week too.
He will expand, yeah.
I think that's where a lot of the opposition went to.
It looks like he's fighting Grom. I don't know, is that right?
Yes, Grom players and him Grom players hate each other, hate him.
Yeah.
Or hate our players. So yeah, they're in a constant battle.
But I mean, it's Grom and the Alliance are the biggest threats to him at the moment, and I don't know what his relationship is with the Alliance. The Alliance is
is neutral.
Yeah, they tend to be very neutral. So I mean, if they gain systems at his expense, it must be incidental. But they have grown considerably.
Their players, their players are decent. I've talked to them. They got a few diplomats on our system or on our Discord.
But if you just look at the Alliance geographic size, they have worlds that are very far flung, and they're very far away from their core systems. So how they're able to maintain this infrastructure, I don't know, but I don't understand the game well enough yet to understand how they're able to do this, but they do have a massive number of stars.
Oh yeah.
And they've been
They were
able.
bigger. They were bigger once than they are now. They lost a couple systems, I think. Oh no, they were losing systems on purpose, actually, because
They need to trim
their
down.
random players expanded to money-losing systems. So the only way to get rid of them in this game in Power Play is to turmoil.
Yeah.
So they self-turmoiled. So they got people to turmoil for them. They did a very controlled self-turmoil, and they were able to lose a couple of systems that were bad money makers or bad money losers for them. So they're actually smaller than they once were, but they wanted to be because it got rid of bad, crappy systems.
And it must have allowed them to expand into profitable systems that they were able to take.
Yeah, they
and
expanded
then
to a couple profitables. Yep, definitely.
they took them, and it almost looks. The other thing I've noticed about the bubble generally, if you look at the bubble taken as a whole, it's growing. Like, there are more systems now inside the bubble than there were at the start of the game. So the ability of, like, Power Play is what it is, but whatever the rules are that govern how far away you can be from your core systems to take worlds outside, as you gain wealth, as you accumulate more and more command credits, it must become possible somehow to allocate them to taking over systems that have never ever been in anyone's ownership before, that could themselves become profitable. And either a frontierer is putting in new values for systems as they grow in population.
Unfortunately, I don't think they are. I think those are static.
Really? Okay.
I wish they weren't, honestly, because I wish.
Well, I just don't know how the bubble's growing. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it is definitely increased in size in the time I've been playing. And I don't know how that's possible, but it has, because I thought they were static too, like yourself. But how the hell how it could possibly be that unless they're amending numbers for the frontier systems and then leaving the core systems alone, so that there's a perception that systems don't ever change in value in terms of raw population count. I guess the only way to really know for sure would be to take a population number like the one we have for the Federation and say, well, what was it this turn? What is it next turn? Does the population grow? If it does, then those numbers have to change, right?
Mm.
So you could take the census number for the Federation, see how many people there are in human-controlled space or in Federation space, and say, okay, well, how many people have we got in Federation space? How many trillion are there?
I think there's stats on that game, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
And then write that number down and see if it increases. And if it does, then someone's adding people somewhere.
The only way right now, as far as I know, the only way that population gets added to the Federation is, for example, if we expand to a neutral system like we are hopefully going to this week, then they will tally the population and add it to the current total.
So by
As
taking
far
it,
as
you're
I
saying
know.
taking, by the act of Felicia taking HIP 38747, we will add new people to the Federation, and the Federation
That's right.
population count will increase.
Yep.
Okay, so when that happens, okay, then we need more than just Federation numbers. Now we need to add in the Imperial numbers and the Alliance numbers. And that should include everyone, yes?
Well, and the independence.
And the Independent, sorry. Those four numbers taken together should never, when you get it at the total at those four numbers, it should never go up. If the theory is that if the theory is correct.
Well, actually, now that you're mentioning that.
I'd like to know, why is the bubble getting bigger anyway? It's getting bigger somehow, so either there's more people and more
So
colonies.
If you go to Galactic Powers and pick Winters,
Yeah.
go
Okay.
to the Stats tab,
Okay, one
and
moment.
then you'll see Control Details and Standing, and then Dominion. Dominion are the ones with the numbers I think you would be interested in, and that's what you would do for each power, is to go to
Yeah.
the stats and look. Yeah.
So you take all these. So actually, there's 11 numbers, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
So you take all these numbers, you add them all up, and if you get the same result at the end of every turn, then it's static and
Yeah.
will not change. And that's your theory. Or the theory. I'm not sure if it's your theory or not, but anyway, it's the theory that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll take these numbers and we'll figure out how many people there are. I thought there was another place.
Actually, you know what? Actually, it would be kind of cool. I mean, take a screenshot of this, and then we should compare it if we win HIP, and see if the population is going on that same
System.
tab.
Hang on. Yeah.
Just-
Let me have a look at
Actually,
this. Let me look at that
what is-
system.
If I go to, let's see, if I go to the system over here.
It says here. Where the hell is it now?
HIP 38747.
Okay.
It's not a
2.4 million people.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. This number I'm almost certain does change, but I can't say for sure. I'm almost certain,
Mhm.
but there's some doubt. 2.4 million. So, depending on if there is a birth rate, it will go up. Or, I guess immigration could account for an increase as well, but whatever.
Hmm.
I still think we need a complete total. Like, you can't just go by system, because what if they're just moving people around? If it's all the same people, then who cares? Because you need an actual census number. I think. I'm not sure if I'm reading too much into it, but I think you need a full census.
There are a couple of online player guides who have attempted to
Take a full
decipher
census of the.
power play and you put them in. I mean, I don't know how. I'm not even sure Frontier knows how this works sometimes. Honestly, if you could figure it out, you'd get a gold star from probably the community. Honestly, not this community, everybody. They've had bugs in their system. They have a scoring system. They've had bugs where the scoring system it's out of 100%, and the power that's in number one
Yeah.
is at 104%, and they've not been able to. They just report it as a bug, and they acknowledge it, and they won't do anything to fix it because I suspect
It's not a
I'm not sure
priority.
what-
Well, they could probably figure it out, but it's just not a priority. They'd have to dig through
Yeah.
all their algorithms and whatnot for figuring out.
Yeah.
Digging out Stellar Forge and figuring out what the hell is wrong with it is not a
Mm.
small undertaking. Although, you know what? They're going to have to fix Stellar Forge completely for the 2020 release. They really
Mhm.
do have to have another look at it. And I know that they are probably hating that idea. My guess would be they're really hating that idea. Because you can't fuck around with Stellar Forge too much. If you do, you could wreck the galaxy and then, then what? You're kind of screwed, so...
Yep.
I mean, Stellar Forge is also, don't forget, the piece of software that they run in order to generate new systems when commanders enter a system for the first time and enter a new star system. And then you have to figure out, well, where are the planets? What are they? What resources do they have on them, etc., etc. That happens because Stellar Forge is consulted by the main application. It asks Stellar Forge, can you generate me a system, please? And Stellar Forge sends one in that corresponds to the parameters in question. Jesus, I just got highlighted our little empire here. It's actually not doing too badly. How close are we to full recovery?
What's that? Sorry, how close are we? What?
To full recovery, that is recovery of all space that we previously lost in the attack.
Long way away. We at our zenith we had 80 systems. We fell all the way to 27.
And where are we now?
We have. Just looking at that. We have 39 control systems. So we've gone up a little bit. We're back up to 39. We were at 27 at our low point.
Okay,
So,
I know we're not supposed to look at this information here, but it looks like the worlds in the vicinity of Samir, there are a number of very profitable worlds there that look like they're ripe for conquest.
Samir is a profitable system, yes, but it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it's going to be easily weaponized into by the other guys, and that would take away the profit very quickly. So we're not really
not enthusiastic about that one. Well, the other option you have that's in close proximity is possibly a world like Kauza. It's between Samir and Taiksalk.
Mm-hmm. We'll take a look at it.
There might be some opportunity there. I don't know, but
my fellow fort director Forsyth has a program that downloads all of the data from evbb.io. It takes about an hour to do, so I understand it, and it calculates, because not all the numbers on Galnet show up correctly.
Yeah.
As what is profit and what isn't.
Yeah.
And that his program does. So.
Okay.
So. Like, for example, if you go into the expansion tab of HIP, I think it's only showing a profit of 3 CC or 6 or something like that, but actually it'll give us 33 or 36 or something.
Okay. What about another possibility for expansion is near the Nox system, a control sphere like Brexta?
Brexta we once had.
Kamchatka
is a negative. I'm not sure if it's a negative CC system right now or not.
Well, there's that one. There's Kamchatka, Amayit, STKM 1578, Cozy.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of those. Yep.
So these worlds, one of these is probably a control sphere. Anyways, they look like they're profitable on the surface, just at a glance. I'd have to look at their detailed data to know. But I mean, like you say, you have software that already does that.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what the expansion targets are. Like, I mean, presumably we want to get bigger, so.
Yeah, as long as it makes sense to. You're right. Yep.
At some point, we're gonna want to.
The prep. I mean, I'll have to. I mean, as I said, we carefully look at it, and we try to pick what we think works best. I mean, we also have to take into account there's one system in this place that is profitable like a lot, but the system only has a planetary and it's 400,000 light seconds away, and I know most of our haulers will not go do that. So
Jesus.
We won't pick that one.
Okay.
Ever. So no matter how much money it's worth.
Although it's also the advantage of taking a planet like that is that the likelihood of it being undermined or attacked might be considerably lower than some other systems.
Well, remember, any underminers, all they have to do is do it at the nav beacon. They don't have to fly out 400,000.
That's true. So. That's very true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see how it shakes out. As I said, it's not often that we pick prep on the first day of the tick. It's usually on the last day or the day before the last day. It depends what the other guys are doing too, right?
Yeah, yeah. But if the bubble really is expanding, I mean, we're now at the border of human-controlled space, so we could theoretically take any new worlds. I mean, clearly HIP-3 and 747 we've held before, but there might be some new worlds out there that we haven't looked at before. Hopefully your friend's software picks them up.
Well, I think it looks like it's worked pretty well so far.
The thing is about EDDBIO's data is that it is not kept up to date necessarily all the time. So
yeah, we know.
you really have to watch that, and it's one of the reasons I was debating whether or not to consult it or to have my software even look at that data. I'm using Inara and EDSM as my data sources for what I'm doing.
Mhm.
But it doesn't necessarily give you all the data you're going to want for this. So, I mean, the rudimentary economics are definitely there in Inara, but I don't know exactly what data he's looking at. I'd have to see his software, which I imagine is not publicly shared.
Yeah, probably not. No, I don't think it is.
It's unfortunate when there's I always think it's a little bit unfortunate when there's secret software like that. And it's at the author's discretion who to share it with, but of course, because it's their intellectual property. But some of us find that stuff really useful, and there's not. Well, some of us other software developers could find that some of the approaches used to get at that data useful. And although EDDBIO has a fully documented API, you have to understand people when they publish their API docs sometimes lie. In fact, EDSM is terrible for lying about everything that its API does. It puts properties in where there are none, and then there's like these mysterious invisible planets appearing in the data, and you're just like, what? There's no planet here. What is this referring to? And it came from Frontier, and it's recent. So what the hell is there? But you fly there, and there's nothing there. So what the hell happened? This came straight out of the game, because these organizations have a relationship with Frontier per their application process to get access to that data from the game itself. So it's special data that they can vet on behalf of Frontier. That's why Frontier partners with them. But it doesn't always work out that it makes complete sense. It was especially frustrating when I discovered an invisible planet in one of the star systems that was identified as a possible clue for Raxla. And I went to the star system. It was one of the 35 original systems released into the Elite 1 game. And there are a list of systems that have persisted from all the way from the very first version of Elite back on the Commodore 64 all those years ago, and are currently still in the game. There are 35 of them, and it's thought that one of those systems contains a clue that kicks off the Raxla exploration. Like, gives you your first solid data that you can use to go find Raxla. And unfortunately, when I went and I found this data lurking in the database, and when I went to the system to find out what the hell was going on, thinking I'd made this big coup, right? Like, aha! I found a previously unknown planet that was around one of these stars, orbiting another gas giant. I go there and the moon is missing. Well, what the hell? And then there's supposed to be a planet just, further out from where the moon is. The planet's missing too. And I'm like, well, how can you have invisible planets in the data that don't show up, and yet, anyway.
Nope. Obviously, the prep got canceled out by AD taking it, but that's fine. ALD didn't get it, and that's all we were aiming for here. So no, it'll be clear on the expansion. We hopefully will win the expansion tonight. But no, we won't be expanding to anything next week.
So we'll basically either be forwarding, undermining, or prepping. Unless unless AD suddenly votes to consolidate at 75% and they cancel out their prep of Samir, then we would get it. But I doubt they're going to do that. So they'd only do that. They'd only do that if ALD jumped us into second place, and ALD is not jumping us into second place. So.
No, they gave
No. Oh yeah, absolutely. Are you out undermining, by the way?
I just finished off
Yep. Niggeria, whatever. Yeah. Nice. Well, I've hauled 80,000 merits this week, so I'm not really up to hauling anymore tonight. Oh.
Yeah, for Dreadex there at the bottom, he was actually going to try to expansion.
That's nice. I mean, I don't think they have the numbers there either, quite frankly.
No, he just is upset that we lost his level 5.
Okay, well, I mean, he interdicted me out of habit, and he had his Corvette, and he fired a few shots at me, and I just boosted away from him, and he sent me an 07, and that was it. So.
Well, it showed up in my Corvette to BD system close by, wondering if it would come back for that.
I dropped at the beacon the next time I came through with Trium here, and I didn't see anybody in my history, so I don't know if he was out at the res sites or whether he'd just gone home, but it was clear.
Yeah,
He's with
like-
Aisling. He's with Aisling Wing Command, I believe, isn't he?
Yeah, I used to win with him and
Hmm.
mostly drunk and talk trash about how
Nice.
like it really perfectly.
Sounds like it.
Most of the Empire does. They just like to wrong.
Okay.
I don't think I can go there. That'll happen like next week. Is it 4 weeks?
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Yeah, I went for pack and it turns out I'm freaking
Hmm.
should have just gone straight there. After
Interesting. He's having us go through simulation. Check. %. Aisling was still hauling to her prep tonight. I think she must think we have 300 carriers sitting at their system in private group ready to sniper, boat sniper, hull snipe. I don't know. She said-
they're just doing it so that more
320. Oh, that's right. They have cash incentives, right? 300. They're at.
people to haul
They're at 325,000.
all in private group.
Mostly in private group. I think a few Aisling commanders have come out. But Aisling Wing Command, I think, has come out, but not very many.
Yeah, Dread X, that's about it.
I'm just gonna step away from the mic for a second. I think I'm gonna get something to eat, and I'll be right back. ALD got panicky, by the way, I see. I think they're, as you said, they're reporting everything. Quite amusing to see.
I probably think we're getting ready to attack them or something.
Oh, got them off our backs. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit.
What the heck is going on here? Okay, but that doesn't make any sense. Oh no.
What's wrong?
Well, there's a freighter directly ahead of me, which I've just collided with using my auto computer, and it won't go into the starbase, and it's blocking the mail slot.
Well, back up as the system should.
Yeah, I've got no choice. It's screwing everything up.
The computer does that. It'll correct itself by blowing shit up.
Wow, this thing is screwed up. It's like blocking the mail slot completely.
Station hasn't taken it out yet.
Hang on a second. What's that?
The station hasn't taken it out yet.
No, it's stuck in the mail slot, and it just won't.
Yeah, that's still station will usually fill anything that's stuck in it.
Oh, it just escaped somehow. Okay. That was weird, man. Like, the ship, like, it sat in front of the mail slot. It blocked me while I was auto-docking with my computer. Computer just crashed into it merrily as if it wasn't there.
That's why I don't do docking.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered even if I was doing a manual docking. Like, I don't think I could have fit through the mail slot, but I'm flying a pretty big ship right now, a freighter. Type 9 freighter. Okay, we're through the mail slot. We're good. That was strange. Wonder if that happens often.
I don't know. I don't use AutoDock.
Well, like I said, it's not dependent on AutoDock. It's dependent on whether or not, like, the ship was just blocking the doorway. It was an NPC player flying it, so whether or not I use the AutoDock is immaterial, although I suppose if I was docking I wouldn't have allowed myself to crash into it, but
Alright folks, I'm actually gonna hit the hay, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow maybe.
yeah, take care. Thanks again. Bye for now.
Ciao.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, well, I'm going to log off too. Take care, Xander. Alright, everyone, we're at Canport in the BD011707 system. We're awaiting update. We have accumulated the required number of merits. We may consider returning to Guardian space next time, but we'll have to see what the situation is at that time. Thanks once again for watching. You can watch chronological views of these video flight logs on our Twitter site at twitter.com/commander_trium at CM as in Mike DR_TRIUM as in Mike. And of course, this is hosted on this video as well as the rest are hosted on YouTube. Thanks again for watching. Have yourselves a good morning, good day, or good night, as the case may be, wherever you are in the world, and lie safe. Commander Trium, signing off.